Welcome back to the Premier League post-match pod, where we dissect the weekend's biggest action. And folks, if you weren't watching Old Trafford today, you missed an absolute classic.
A classic is an understatement, Avery. Manchester United snatching a 3-2 victory against Fulham in a match that had more twists and turns than a roller coaster. It was pure, unadulterated Premier League drama.
It really was. Let's break it down. United looked to be cruising for the longest time. They started strong and even had a penalty shout in the 16th minute for a foul on Cunha.
Right, but VAR correctly overturned that one. The contact was just outside the box. But it didn't matter because just 3 minutes later, United found their breakthrough.
Exactly. A pinpoint delivery from a Bruno Fernandes free kick, and who's there to meet it? Casemiro, a thumping header into the back of the net. 1-0 in the 19th minute, and Old Trafford was rocking.
A classic set-piece goal. And that really set the tone for much of the game. United seemed comfortable managing the play, and they carried that lead into halftime without too much trouble.
Then came the second half, and just 11 minutes in, it looked like game over. Matheus Cunha, who was a live wire all day, latched onto a slick pass from Casemiro and doubled United's lead, 2-0 in the 56th minute.
At that point, you're thinking 3 points are in the bag for United. Fulham had played okay, but they hadn't really threatened. It felt like the match was just going to fizzle out.
Oh, how wrong we were. This is where the madness begins. We get to the final 10 minutes, and Fulham, who had brought on some fresh legs, suddenly found a new gear.
It all started in the 82nd minute. Raul Jimenez makes a clever run into the box, and Harry Maguire, a little clumsy, a little late, brings him down. The referee points straight to the spot. Penalty to Fulham.
No arguments there. Jimenez steps up himself, cool as you like, and sends the keeper the wrong way. 2-1 in the 85th minute. Suddenly, there's a flicker of hope for the visitors.
And that flicker became a blazing fire in stoppage time. First minute of injury time, the ball falls to Kevin Macedo, a substitute 25 yards from goal.
An absolute stunner. He unleashes a rocket that flies into the top corner. An unbelievable equalizer. The Fulham fans are going wild. United are stunned. 2-2 in the 91st minute. What a comeback.
Truly incredible. From 2-0 down with 5 minutes of normal time to play, they pulled it level. You see the United players with their heads in their hands. They thought they'd thrown it all away.
But this is Old Trafford. This is the Premier League. The drama wasn't over. With practically the last kick of the game, in the 94th minute, United pour forward one last time.
The ball is played into the box towards another substitute, Benjamin Sesko. He controls it with a brilliant touch, turns his defender in one fluid motion, and rifles a low shot into the bottom corner. Pandemonium!
Absolute scenes. A 94th minute winner from the super sub. Heartbreak for Fulham, ecstasy for Manchester United. Final score 3-2. I'm breathless just recapping it.
And what's crazy, Avery, is when you look at the stats, Fulham have every right to feel robbed. They had 58% possession, more total shots than United, and a higher expected goals tally, 1.97 to United's 1.74.
That's the brutal reality of football. Fulham were statistically the better side on the day, but United were just more clinical at the crucial moments. They took their chances when it mattered most, right at the start and right at the very end.
A massive 3 points for United in their push for Europe, but a devastating blow for Fulham, who deserved at least a point for that incredible late fight back.
Well, that's all we have time for on today's show. A match that will live long in the memory. Thanks for tuning in to the Premier League post-match pod. We'll see you next time.